By the final stretch of Tour 1, every lad in Sam Talbot's platoon had changed. Not all at once, and not in ways a photograph could capture, but in small shifts. The way they carried their rifles, the way they scanned the tree line, the way laughter came less freely and silence came far too easily. Soldiers often described this part of a tour as the time when the world grew smaller. The future narrowed to the next patrol, the next meal, the next letter from home. Plans beyond that felt too far away to trust. Historically, psychologists studying Vietnam veterans would later call this phase emotional compression. To survive the unpredictability of the war, soldiers learned to pack their feelings tightly, grief, fear, anger, longing, into smaller and smaller boxes inside themselves. It helped them function, but slowly created a distance between who they were and who they felt they should be. For Sam, the loss of Red Dawson wasn't just the death of a 19-year-old lad from Arkansas. It was the moment the war stepped across a line and placed its weight squarely on his shoulders. He started sleeping lighter, waking at the smallest sound. He kept his letters shorter. He watched Jonesy more closely, counting him in every morning and again every night. The veterans of that era often said that the most dangerous things in Vietnam weren't the firefights. They were the slow days, the quiet trails, the hours where nothing happened except the thoughts in your head. Monotony in a combat zone isn't the same as boredom. It's a kind of pressure, a stretching of the nerves that makes every sound sharper and every silence deeper. Add to that the physical exhaustion. Tour 1 typically lasted 12 months. 12 months of heat that never let up, rain that fell sideways, and terrain that punished the body day after day. Many soldiers developed chronic fatigue, muscle tremors, and a sense of numbness that crept in long before they realized it. Sam felt all of this, but he hid it well. Most lads did. You didn't want to worry your mother or frighten your sweetheart or seem like you couldn't carry your share. So you carried it. Every lad did. But one thing kept Sam moving, a fragile thread of hope tied to the picture in his pocket, tied to Emily, tied to home. He imagined standing in Miller's Crossing again, seeing the familiar roads, the fields, the river he'd fished as a boy. And yet, as home grew closer in time, it somehow felt further in distance. Veterans often spoke of this paradox, that returning home was sometimes harder than going to war. Because by the end of a tour, a soldier wasn't returning as the lad who left. He was returning as the man who survived. As the final weeks of Tour 1 approached, Sam Talbot wasn't thinking about parades or celebration or even rest. He was thinking about the gap between the boy Miller's Crossing remembered and the man who would walk back into it. And that gap was growing.